Hello everybody, welcome to another continuity analysis. Today we are having a look at Minimax. Minimax is a TV channel that used to be a Spanish TV channel, a kids channel, but then it just stopped broadcasting and then it reappeared in Central and Eastern Europe, uh, in Hungary and Romania and the Czech Republic, I think. So this is that second Minimax version, and it still uses the melody of the original Spanish Minimax, and it goes something like this. Minimax. Something like that. Yeah, I can't really do it that well. So I remember when I was little, I used to watch Minimax, but it was encrypted and it was pay TV, and I didn't have access to it. But luckily for me, they made it free to air for a couple of hours a day when they weren't showing anything particular. So I was able to watch this channel when they showed a bunch of promotions for all of the shows that they broadcast. And I used to just sit there and watch them. And sometimes I could even watch a free cartoon on this channel when they allowed me. So I have very, very blurry memories of this TV channel. I didn't even remember how it was called, but I know I remember that it was very weird and that I really wanted to have this TV channel so I could watch it unencrypted, and I kind of like I never got the channel. The only thing I could watch was, and I remember it was in a different language, a language I couldn't understand. It was most probably Spanish. But the weird thing is, when I look at recordings on YouTube, continuities even, from that old times of the analog era of that very first Spanish Minimax version, I kind of, I'm not really sure if I recognize it. It's like I don't want to fall for the trick of thinking that I knew something without actually having known it, but I'm pretty sure I should. I mean, it's a weird thing to explain. It's a weird thing to explain. I do feel melancholic, but I'm not sure whether I'm melancholic for the right reasons, whether I'm just melancholic for the sake of being melancholic. I don't want to be deluding myself, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same channel. But somehow I still have some doubts, even though I shouldn't, if that makes sense. So yeah, I remember watching that channel, and this is a similar channel. I love that this channel exists. I don't think there is an English version of this channel. I think all of these versions only are available in the languages of Hungary, Czechia, and Romania. So I don't even think you can watch it in English, but that's okay. Like, I don't mind. I think it's interesting that there are exclusive TV channels out there in the world that you can't watch in English. It's kind of refreshing in a way. I mean, uh, having English everywhere makes you lazy. You just watch everything in English. But if you had no choice, you know, you wouldn't have anything better to do. You would just watch all of these cartoon channels in the languages they're broadcasted in. And that's how a lot of kids learned foreign languages. So that might be considered a positive thing, you know. Nowadays, foreign language knowledge is kind of important and useful, at least useful. With countries being interconnected with each other so much, uh, with the internet allowing communication across even continents, instant communication, messaging even. That's something to consider. You know, knowing how to talk with people from another part of the world is at the its very least interesting. You can learn a lot of interesting things, see a lot of interesting perspectives. It's it gives you a new perspective on life, and yeah, somehow sometimes like all it's kind of an advantage, right? It's kind of something that's nice to know, right? You can survive without it. You don't need to know it, but it's just a little bit of something extra. So this Minimax version is kind of true to a lot of things that happened on the old Minimax version, but it also feels very different. I mean, the most different part is that Spanish language, and I don't mean Latin American Spanish. I mean Spain Spanish. I don't know how you call it, what names you give it, but there's like two distinct versions of Spanish, and this is the Spanish one from Spain in Europe. And the way they talk is kind of impressive. Somehow, I remember watching it and being like impressed. There was something magical, mystical about it, and I still remember like something, some short pieces of distorted, blurry memory that I keep with me till this day. And I guess what I'm gonna do after this continuity recording, analysis, review, etc. I'm still not sure how to call it exactly, but review sounds good. I'm probably gonna go on YouTube and search for old Minimax from Spain just to remember. That would be cool. So yeah, I don't remember. I think these mascots are new mascots. These kids are new kids, right? Old Minimax didn't have CG technology. It didn't use computer generated 3D models, right? But I mean, of course, everything's gotta change. Like Cartoon Network is not the same channel it used to be. Of course, it is. It's not even like close to what it used to be. And so, having Minimax have to have the a logo that still is pretty similar and true to the original, and having that melody still there, it's kind of impressive that they kind of managed to keep a lot of the elements from the original one. So I kind of love that this version exists. I love that it's out there. You know, I love that the word Minimax is there. And the funny part is, I don't remember the name of the channel. I don't remember it being Minimax. Maybe it's because when I watched it, it was only when they showed promotions, when it wasn't encrypted. And maybe they didn't show the logo like on the top corner, top right corner, right hand of the screen, or the left. Like maybe there wasn't any logo bug, any consistent logo on the screen to be visible. So maybe that's why, or maybe I was so young that I couldn't read. I don't know. Every version sounds plausible, but I'm sure they showed Minimax on the screen. They even it was even part of their humming, their melody, their tune. Like it was da 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 Minimax, right? But somehow I don't know. It's so weird because it's so blurry. The memories are just so blurry. It's like I remember I watched it. I remember the feeling I had when I watched it. I remember bits and pieces of what it actually was, but I remember like small facts, but I don't remember most of what I watched. Like you only remember the feeling you get, and that's weird. So, yeah, but it was such a long time ago. Do you remember everything that happened when you were a small child? I don't think so, right? So, yeah. And of course, Curious George didn't even exist at that time. So, and the modern version is, well, I can't even compare it to the old version too much because I don't remember too much of the old version. So, independent of the old version, irrespective of it, let's just forget about the fact that there was an older version, and let's just see this as one TV channel right now, in this current moment, in this current year. Well, by the way, this recording is from 2018. It's from May 18th, 2018. So it's from a year ago. Most of these continuity reviews are from a year ago. Look at that cat.